Good morning. Welcome to another One Mind meditation. It is Monday morning. We're starting a fresh new week, and our teacher for this week is Michael Beckwith. We'll take a moment to take a look into the week ahead and form a picture of what we want to create. And while we're at it, the message from Michael Beckwith is to remember who and what you are. Charlene, good morning. Happy Monday. Ready to jump off into the week. Good morning, Anthony. Good morning, Sunmary. Here are some words from Michael Beckwith. He says, I believe that you are great, that there is something magnificent about you, regardless of what has happened to you in your life, regardless of how young or how old you think you might be. The moment you begin to think properly, this is something that is within you, this power within you that's greater than the world. It will begin to emerge. It will take over your life. It will feed you. It will clothe you. It will guide you, protect you, direct you, sustain your very existence, if you let it. Now that is what I know for sure, says Michael Beckwith. He says, regardless of what has happened to you in your life, regardless of how young or how old you think you might be, this is available to you. The next thought from Michael Beckwith says, you can start with nothing, and out of nothing and out of no way, a way will be made. You really are the co-creator of your life. You were created to create. Creating is your birthright. Your thoughts, your intentions, your words and your actions are your tools. And you can further develop these tools in order to become an even more powerful creator. The tool to put most of your focus on is how you talk, and especially how you talk to yourself. Because how you speak to yourself is your operating system. Every action you take, every interaction flows from how you talk to yourself. So let your words speak of creativity, of possibility, of connection, of love. Speak only what you wish to become true. How often do we focus on all the things we don't want in our lives and speak those words again and again? Speak only what you wish to become true. Your words are powerful. Decide to stop saying anything that you wouldn't want to come true. That'll be our focus for jumping off into our week. How are we speaking to ourselves? How do we talk? How do we choose the words that escape our lips? If you're ready, you can close your eyes and let's float off into this week together, starting with the first few big breaths. Let's take a deep breath in and out. A deep breath in and out. A deep inhale and let it go. Deep breath in and out. One more big breath in. And let it all flow away. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose gets drawn all the way deep down into your belly. And as you fill up your belly with air, also raise yourself up. As you breathe in, stretch out your spine, lift the top of your head toward the ceiling. And once you've reached your full height, let all of it go. As you exhale, soften. As you breathe out, soften your spine, slump down your shoulders and drop your head. While you continue your full body breathing, inhaling while rising up, exhaling by allowing your body to collapse, I want to remind you of what you are doing in this moment. You are creating a new program. You are creating and reinforcing these new patterns by being deliberate, by taking your body by the hand and sitting it down and saying, "This is how I want us to do this." Feel yourself rise and also fall. After a few moments of softening, a few minutes of slowing your heartbeat down, of choosing a calmer nervous system over an anxious nervous system. After a few moments of this, we can turn back to what needs to get done and approach it with just a little bit more clarity. That is your new program. That is the new pattern. Recognizing anxiety, recognizing fast-spinning thoughts, and then deliberately softening, deliberately slowing down before taking the next action. Just imagine how much more in future this will be your dominant program. The default program in your brain that always goes, stop, turn away, breathe, soften, and okay, let's turn back. Let's lean in. Let's deal with what needs to be dealt with. Take a moment to realize the program you are creating. the empowerment you're giving yourself access to by doing this again and again and again. We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, helping our bodies stretch, adjust, and settle down into as much comfort as possible for the rest of our journey. Let's take a deep breath in. As you release, drop your head all the way forward and roll out your neck muscles, going forward and to the left, and also forward and to the right. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders forward in big, slow circles. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders backwards in big circles, nice and slow. Take a big breath in. As you release, focus on your spine. You can lean your upper body over to the left and lean your upper body over to the right. Stretching into back muscles. One more big breath in. And as you release, you can stretch or move or adjust any part of your body that still needs a bit of help settling down. Having softened our bodies into a state of presence as much as we are able to, for the moment at least, we can now turn our attention inwards and dive deep inside for the next part of our journey. If you don't have the time to sit for the whole meditation with us, then this is a really good place to stop. But if you are here for the whole journey, then with every next inhale, we'll hold our breath for a few short moments, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. Let's take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, feel into your body and feel how softness slowly settles in every muscle of your body. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, follow the downwards flow through your body. Feel your shoulders slowly falling. Feel your body slowly softening. Feel how you are slowly slipping deeper into you. One more big breath in. And hold. As you release, feel yourself melting. Feel your whole body dissolving. Feel how you are slipping into a deeper level of surrender with every slow exhale. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose is an invitation. It invites you to turn inwards and follow this journey. As you breathe in, feel the air flow in through your nostrils. Feel the air touch the back of your throat. Stay with your breath as it flows in through your lungs. And as you fill up the balloon inside your belly, feel yourself slip all the way in. Hold your breath. But hold it only for as long as it feels really easy, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, see yourself stand at the start of this new week, with your toes sticking right over the edge, ready to dive in. Take your next big breath. Standing at the start of a new week, we take a moment to look into the week ahead and create some clarity for our week. Create some clear intention. We'll start by reminding ourselves of what is known about the week ahead. What are the things already in the calendar? The things that we already know that need to get done. Are there meetings you know you need to have? Are there people you know you need to see? Are there places that you know you need to go? or just what is the work that needs to get done this week. Walk yourself through every day this week and just create a quick reminder of what lies ahead. Take your next big breath. What are you creating this week? Do you have specific goals for this week? Bring them closer and for the moment find at least one. What would be your major goal for this week? What would be one thing you want to be sure to accomplish this week? And as you take your next big breath and dive deep into you, take a moment to see how much clarity you can create around your goals. How clearly can you see the picture of what you want to create this week? Take your next big breath. For the moment, jump forward in time. Jump forward towards the end of this week. And if you stand at the end of the week and look back, what are the things you'd like to check off your list? What are things you'd like to check off and say, I got this done, I got that done? Or perhaps you have some things for which you'd like to say, I got started on this one, and I made progress on that one. When you stand at the end of the week and look back, how would you like to check off your checklist? Take your next big breath. For the things that are known, we can create clear intention. We can create steps of creating. We can know what to expect. But also, we always encounter a great many things unknown in every week. Things that we couldn't really have planned for. It's a little bit more difficult to set intention for these, but we can remind ourselves that there are always so many things that we have no control over, and to try not be too surprised by them when they suddenly come our way. To take a moment to remind yourself that there will be obstacles, there will be stumbling blocks this week, things that you have not planned for. How would you like to deal with the unknown things that come your way this week? Take your next big breath. For the moment, I'd like to pause on and focus on the way you speak to yourself, your operating system. The way you speak to yourself is what operates your thinking and your actions. The way we speak to each other in our home, that is the family's operating system. The way we speak to each other in the world is the world's operating system. And if that is true, then it's not too difficult to see why the world is in the state that it is. If we notice how people speak to one another. But let's bring it back to you, your operating system. Take a moment to check in with how is it that you tend to speak to you. Take your next big breath. Let's take a moment and test your operating system. I'll use an analogy, but this analogy would be applicable to so many of our life situations, but this analogy will be simple. What if you were walking out in public and fell flat on your face, tripped and fell flat on your face? What would be the first words that come into your mind? Would they be words that sound like, "It's okay, your foot only got caught. You'll get up and dust yourself off and try again, and you'll pay a little bit more attention. Is that the kind of words that come up into your mind when you fall flat on your face, or drop a glass, or make a mistake in your work? Or do the first words sound something like this? You're such an idiot. Why are you even trying? Everyone knows you can't do this. You're only going to fail again. In which of these two camps does your inner narrative fall? For the moment, just bring your attention to, when you make a mistake, what are the first words that pop into your mind? Take your next big breath. Those words are the old program, and we can't always instantly change the old program, but we can be conscious about creating a new response, a new answer to these old words. What will be your new answer this week? When you bring attention to how you speak to yourself and you realize that there's an old program that speaks to yourself in such a judgmental, criticism-filled way. When you hear those old words in your mind again, what will your new response be? And you can create it right now and try and practice it again and again. When the old words pop up, you're such a loser. You're never going to get this. Could you stop a moment and say, hang on. This is not the full story. I made a mistake. I'm likely to keep making mistakes while I'm a living human being. But I'm going to try again. And I'm going to try again. And the past has shown that when I keep trying, then I do get things right. What will your new response be to the old program? When you realize the way you're speaking to yourself is not empowering, will you stop and remind yourself that that's not the whole story? Take a moment to create kind words when you speak to yourself. Take your next big breath. We'll take just one more big breath together to slip out of the breath holding space and into the next. Let's take a deep breath in and hold. And as you release, feel yourself slip all the way through. There is no more attention on your breathing. You can sit all the way back or lie all the way back down and feel yourself just floating. I'll read to you from Michael Beckwith's words again. He says, "I believe that you are great, that there's something magnificent about you. Regardless of what has happened to you in your life, regardless of how young or old you think you might be, the moment you begin to think properly, this something that is within you, this power within you that is greater than the world, it will begin to emerge. It will take over your life. It will feed you, it will clothe you, it will guide you, protect you, direct you, sustain your very existence, if you let it. Now that is what I know for sure." And then he says, you can start with nothing, and out of nothing and out of no way, a way will be made. Regardless of what has happened to you in your life, regardless of how young or how old you think you might be, the moment you begin to think properly, this something that is within you, this power within you that is greater than the world, it will begin to emerge. If we could boil it down to one simple thing, then it comes down to the way that you speak to yourself. Every action you take, every interaction you have, the goals that you allow yourself to set, all of this depends on how do you speak to you. My wish for your week ahead is that you become aware of those moments where how you speak to you is disempowering, judgmental, laden with criticism. And then remember that it won't help going to war with that, but to take a moment and just realize the old program, the old self-talk, and in that moment soften. And then remind yourself that you're building a new program, that you're building a new response, that you're going to be conscious of speaking to you in an empowering way, that you will speak only what you wish to become true, that you will remember your words are powerful, and that you will decide to stop saying anything that you wouldn't want to become true. Every cell in your body is listening. We have the last 5 breaths of gratitude to do together. With every exhale, I'll say my thank you, and I invite you to say yours. Let's take a deep breath in. Thank you for the privilege of standing at the start of a new week. Take a deep breath in. Thank you you for having grown my awareness of how the old program speaks and catching it most of the time. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for having the awareness to build the new program, the new patterns, the new response. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning how to respond to myself with kindness, with gentleness, but also from a place of strength that I might not have always realized is there. Thank you for discovering within me a part of me that will not back down, that insists on speaking kindly and also won't take no for an answer. One more big breath in. Thank you, beautiful people. You were given great tools. But even with the best set of tools in the world, we're going to practice using them. Thank you, Anthony. Good morning, Ingo. Thank you for popping in. Good morning, Michelle. Hope you have an awesome week. Lynn, a very good morning. Thank you, Sunmarie. Thank you, Charlene. Hope you have an amazing week. Spread your wings wide. Fly off into the week and create at your highest potential. We can't expect the old program, the old inner narratives to just magically disappear. But we can, in a very powerful way, create the new program, create the new narratives that goes, hang on a moment, this old way of talking, hang on a moment. I will respond in a new way. Have a great day. See you soon. Ciao, ciao.